Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sufian bin Muhammad Fahmi. My matric number 1191800. Today I would like to present about introduction for our topics is about human nature. Humans are special creatures. This is because humans are endowed with reason as a privilege compared to other creatures. Humans are noble creatures compared to all creatures that exist in this universe. Allah has given humans with various virtues as characteristics that distinguish between them from other creatures. The idea of fitrah or original goodness implies more than just a passive receptivity to doing what is right and good, although all children are born in a condition of fitrah.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Sarah binti Azmi. Matric number is 1191791. Without further ado, I'm going to start with my part. Human nature or fitrah is the transcendent and inborn nature that God creates in people's heart. Any individuals who have not been tainted or corrupted and yet to receive revelation from Allah will remain like a newborn, sinless or pure. But what about the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, queer and questioning and others community? Or sometimes they are widely known as LGBTQ+. This group is not a new community that just exists in Malaysia. In fact, the term LGBT was extensively used in Malaysia back in the 90s. And the reason for their existence is to fight for their right of those who are drawn to or to have sexual inclination towards the same sex. This includes also for those who support homosexuality. In general, we can say that the LGBTQ+ community is typically related to human desire to alter their original nature to another orientation of personality. Therefore, in this study, my group and I had investigated the issue of human nature or fitrah and tried to link it with the role of Aqidah on ways to manage such conflict that exists between people.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Natasha binti Abdullah. My matrix number is 1191794. For my first part, I will explain about the research questions and research objective on this research. What are the research questions for this task? Firstly, what is the background of human nature fitrah from the concept of Islam and the West? Second, what are the issues that are against human nature fitrah in Islam? Third, what is the role of Aqidah in managing human nature fitrah from Al-Quran and Hadith, also Muslim scholars' perspective? And fourth, what are the methods in managing issues of human nature fitrah with Aqidah? To answer the research questions, so they are research objective. The first one is to identify the background of human nature fitrah from the concept of Islam and the West. Secondly, to find out the issues that are against human nature fitrah in Islam. Then, to investigate the role of Aqidah in managing human nature fitrah from Al-Quran, Hadith and Muslim scholars' perspective. And lastly, to study the methods in managing issues of human nature fitrah with Aqidah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Mukhlis bin Mazhar Kamal. My matric number is 1191838. The first topic I want to explain is research methodology. Research methodology includes various reviews of writing about the role of Aqidah in managing conflict between people about human nature to conduct a research study for this topic. This research will be based on all the writing that is related to the role of Aqidah and conflict about human nature and all other related things. The researchers will analyze the data by collecting information in writing as well as the scholar's respondent point of view. The focus will be on the statement discussed as well as the opinion information expressed.
Hi, my name is Anisha Liha Binti Razak with the matrix number 1191807. My part is about the concept of human nature, fitrah, and the definition of human nature in Islam. Human nature is widely and popularly discussed topic not only in the East but also in the West. Human nature is a notion that refers to the underlying disposition and quality that humans are considered to have naturally, such as a way of thinking, feeling, and acting. The topic on human nature has been a favorite topic discussed among people in many religious circles in the world. The Islamic concept of human nature is a comprehensive and all-encompassing one. Man is the pinnacle of all creation and both the earth and in the heaven. The Islamic concept of human nature is a comprehensive and all-encompassing one. Man is the pinnacle of Allah's creation on both the earth and in the heaven. Human nature, fitra, is an innate or inborn spiritual quality of man in human life. Al-fitra in the Arabic language renders several different meanings that reveal that many positive and interesting dimensions of human nature. Both people and jinn are bestowed with the capacity to choose whether or not to follow God's counsel, which is referred to as fitra in Islam. Other than that, the word al-fitra expands that man comes to this world without any stain in sin.
Next subtopic is the definition of human nature by Western scholars. Human nature comprises shared emotions, psychological traits, and actions. However, how those behaviors arise has long been a source of controversy. Human nature is defined as the fundamental traits that all people share, including feelings, psychology, and actions. Philosophers and academics frequently discuss human nature in terms of significant schools of thought throughout human history. Some academics of religion contend that the most important aspect of human nature is our spiritual or religious nature. Firstly is Plato. The conversations typically start with Plato and Aristotle from classical Greece in Western civilizations. Plato believed that people were social, intelligent creatures, and he associated our essence with our souls and capacity for intellect rather than with our physical self. What set Aristotle apart was his conviction that our human identity was shaped by both our body and our mind. Secondly is Descartes. Descartes expanded Plato's idea, describing people as thinking spirits. He was later critiqued by Gilbert Ryle, who, like Aristotle, could not completely separate human mental process from physical ones. By way of example, Aristotle and Ryle would agree that the action of hammering a nail when building a house inherently weaves mind and body together. The third Western scholar is Charles Darwin. According to Darwin and the logic of evolution, humans are described as another form of primate. Human life, like any animals, is experienced as a series of problems to be addressed and resolved. Darwinian thinkers do not raise humans above other animals, but recognize that human characteristics are a product of nature, developed through circumstance and physical characteristics that affect behavior.
Understanding the genuine meaning of fitrah is a key to identifying the traits and characteristics of a true Muslim. And in Islam, man is born into a state of fitrah. And fitrah here means is something that cannot be altered or modified because it has existed since the birth of each man, and that is where fitrah is created by Allah. I would like to mention a few lines by Syed Muhammad Naqib Al-Atas. He said that fitrah is the pattern according to which God has created all things. It is God's manner of creating, Sunnatullah, and everything fits each into its pattern created for it, set in its proper place. It is the law of God. Submission to it brings harmony, for it means realization of what is inherent in one's true nature. Opposition to it brings discord, for it means realization of what is extraneous to one's true nature. If you read and look closely to the second last line, you can see how it is related with how the LGBTQ plus community goes against human nature or fitra. The line which brings the meaning of man who follows or submits to his fitra or human nature will be in harmony with himself, while those who goes against it will be against the law of God. So I'm going to pass to my two other friends to explain about the issue regarding the human's nature or fitra.
My name is Anis Nadira binti Muhammad Jalani with the matrix number 1191839. I will continue the presentation with the topic homosexuality. Some individuals decide to live their life as homosexuals all around the world, including those in Malaysia. Homosexuality or LGBTQ+ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender or queer, is a sexual orientation that emphasizes the interest in and attractiveness to others of the same sex as oneself. So let us get to know about the details of LGBTQ. Lesbian is a group of people which is attracted to the same sex, which is female and female. Gay is a group of people which is attracted to the same sex as well, which is male and male. Bisexual is a sexual interactions with both sex, female and male. Transgender, they have identity disorder, which is females prefer to be like males and males like females. And lastly, queer is determined by the person's strongest feelings of sexual desire, and they might be attracted to LGBT.
Besides, issues that against human nature fitra also denying God's existence, which is atheist. Atheism is generally a philosophical position that does not believe in the existence of God and goddesses or reject the theism concept. There are three kinds of atheism, the first of which is pantheism. The second type is atheism, also known as dogmatic atheism, and apophatic, known as free thinker group. The belief in atheism is the opposite and was created as a result of arrogant humans who do not want to be tied to their creator God. Besides, this group of atheists is indeed violating human nature because when examined from the inside, it is discovered that they are dissatisfied with what is revealed from the outside. Even without revelation to guide them, humans can sense the existence of God or a greater power based solely on their instincts. According to Islamic spirituality, this occurs because before the world was created, God made a covenant with each of his servants in order for them to recognize him as their creator.
Next, proof from Quran. The word fitrah comes from the root word al-fatr. The Quran repeats this word in various forms 28 times. This description of human nature is only found once in the Quran, namely in Surah Ar-Rum, verse 30. A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Fa'aqim wajhaka lid-dini hanifa. Fitratallahi allati fataran nasa 'alayha. La tabdila li khalqillah. Dhalika ad-dinul qayyim. ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. صدق الله العظيم. Muhammad Tahir bin Ashur in his Al-Tahir commentary on this verse state that fitrah is the form and system that Allah embodies in every creature. Fitrah related to humans in what God created in humans related to their bodies and mind.
So, let me continue to the next topic, which is hadith about human nature. A human fitrah begins at the moment of birth. When humanity was first brought into existence, they declared that Allah is their Lord, which is referred to as the primordial shahada in the spiritual realm. In the hadith, كل مولود يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه أو يمجسانه. Meaning that every child is born in a state of nature. It is his parents who make him a Jew, a Christian, or a Majid. Besides, one of the greatest blessings and graces that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded onto his creatures, which is he calls human, is intellect, akal. The use of akal enables humans to differentiate between good and bad. But practices such as LGBTQ+ have led to the violation of Islam's nature that Allah has commanded upon humans. For example, people of Prophet Lut were involved in a same-sex relationship. Prophet Muhammad said, "First, whoever you find doing the action of the people of Lut, kill the one who does it and the one to whom it is done." And for the second hadith, not a woman is having intercourse with another woman unless they are adulterous, and not a man is having intercourse with another man unless they too are committing adultery. So clearly, LGBT deviates from human fitrah, and Allah cursed people who deviated from the fitrah because Allah created humans to be in pairs, that is men and women, to love each other.
So next is about topic Muslim scholars' perspective about human nature. The first Muslim scholar is Ibn Ashur. Okay, so Ibn Ashur is one of the figures who has read the text of the Quran and tried to dialogue with the context. He is a contemporary scholar who has great influence in the field of interpretation in Tunisia and also the discourse of Maqasid Sharia in the world of Islamic thought. According to Ibn Ashur, the theory of Maqasid is based on the greatest attribute of Sharia, namely fitrah. According to the words of God in Surah Ar-Rum, فَأَقِمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ ذَلِكَ الدِّينُ الْقَيِّمُ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Meaning, so face your face straight to religion. Remain on the nature of God who has created man according to that nature. There is no change in God's nature. That is a straight religion, but most people do not know. This verse commands the people to remain in the religion of Islam, where human beings are created in the Islamic nature. According to Ibn Ashur, the meaning of the word religion here includes the entire teaching of Islam, both creed and Sharia. Unlike Fakhruddin Ar-Razi and Al-Baydawi, both of them limit the meaning of Islamic nature in the field of faith only. But redaction of the verse supports Ibn Ashur's interpretation because the previous verse talks about politism that the people should avoid. Then the word fa'akim is a command for people to follow this religion of nature and abandon all forms of disbeliefs. Ibn Ashur's interpretation is in line with Al-Zamakhshari that God created man with the potential that makes him able to accept the teachings of monotheism and other Islamic teachings.
Abu Zakaria Yahya Ibn Sharaf An-Nawawi, widely known as An-Nawawi or Imam Nawawi, was a Sunni Shafi'ite jurist and a scholar of hadith. He defined fitrah as the unconfirmed state which exists until the individual seriously acknowledges one's belief. Hadith reported by Abu Hurairah that the Messenger of Allah said, "No child is born except on the fitrah, and then his parents make him Jewish, Christian or Magian. Just an animal produces a perfect young animal, do you see anything deficient in them?" And then Abu Hurairah quoted the hadith from Surah Ar-Rum chapter 30 verse 30, "The fitrah made by Allah in which He has created man, there is no altering of Allah's creation. That is the right religion." So here fitrah is linked to both Islam and being a Muslim by birth. It refers to the ability to know Allah, He who knows and has created mankind.
Moreover, what are the methods in managing issues of human nature, fitrah, with Aqidah? Various efforts have been mobilized by the government, particularly JAKIM, councils and state religious departments, NGOs and individuals to address managing issues of human nature like transgender challenge in society. As we can see, for example, many academic studies which underlie the psycho-spiritual perspective of Islam that have been done to help in designing a guidance plan for transgender people specifically. The Islamic psycho-spiritual intervention is a method of treatment for psychological or spiritual disease based on Islamic teachings until it was able to create stability of self, soul and spirit. Secondly, Shari'i counseling guidance by Shari'i counselors. The Sharia counseling guidance method is very important to open opportunities for transgender people to share their feelings and life experience. In order for them to be guided to recognize their potential as God scaled and be able to make decisions or solve problems based on Islamic Sharia. As a result, this group has a destination to assist them in returning to human nature.
Hi, it's me again, Anisha here. Now I will be talking about one of the method in managing issue of human nature with Aqidah, which is the Al-Mujadalah Al-Husna method. This method is an effective debate technique in preaching to LGBTQ community, as there will be a respectful exchange of opinion. This method is taken extremely seriously in the attempt to preach this community, as they may ask a sensitive question. Therefore, the preacher must adapt at addressing this issue with tact, courtesy, and without using abusive or sarcastic language. Consequently, preacher must also respect this LGBTQ group. This is because the vast majority of those involved in this case have their own personal history. This was established through interrogation. In a plan of action like this, it is necessary to have a da'wah strategy that suits them, such as prudence and gentleness, with the use of good words, encouragement, and also advice teaching with appropriate intonation as well.
As the conclusion, fitrah is an essential part of human life, since apart from it, people will have no additional source of direction in their life. This is because fitrah is connected to the declaration of faith, shahada, before birth. One will acknowledge that Allah is the only true God and that the Prophet Muhammad is his appointed messenger. Besides, the fact that humans as God's creation are endowed with the ability to distinguish right from wrong is one of the many blessings of being a human. It is human nature to mate with people of the opposite sex to maintain offspring. However, due to a group number of people who are either unable to grasp or who are the cause of specific factors that cause a person to stray from the actuality of the situation, such as LGBTQ+ emerge. In short, Islam is a way of life that brings peace and harmony to every person in this world. Freedom in religion is eligible to all unless it cannot go beyond what is required by Islamic law. Allah has expressed that Islam is the only religion He is most pleased with. It is the religion He has chosen for His servants. In the Quran says, "Inna dina indallahil Islam." Allah's only way is Islam.
And last but not least, the suggestion for this topic. In this topic, there are several things that researchers want to suggest, which are considered to further expand the study of the role of Aqidah in managing conflict between people about human nature. Firstly, we recommend conducting more in-depth research on issues that are against human nature by highlighting the clear and specific point of reasons why they contradict human nature. This is because a detailed study of the essence of the issue of people who do not follow fitrah, such as atheists, is limited to find. Secondly, it is suggested to fully understand the role of Aqidah, especially in managing issues like this in the future. In this context, the issue of fitrah, like a certain group of people who totally deviate from their original nature to being someone else. We believe that if these people understand the importance of faith in their daily life, none of these issues appear. As for the issue of atheism, it is believed that everyone is destined to believe that God exists. It is impossible to relate anything in this world to being godless created. And our last suggestion is everyone needs to take responsibility for things that deviate from the faith by stating the truth and opposing what is wrong. If one cannot afford to change in the way of jihad against this deviant community, do what someone can according to someone's ability. If everyone has this way of thinking, society is always surrounded by many people who always advise. This can be done through social media as a main platform to spread da'wah, by preaching wisely to the target group and not to insult them. That's all from us. Thank you.